Hi,
Hey,
Brandon. How are you
I'm doing
doing?
good. I'm doing good.
Hanging in there
Oh yeah,
okay?
just you know, hanging the best way I know how.
I know, I know. I hope you and your family are staying healthy and safe. We're so excited to have you on Aura's Instagram today. For those of you who don't know, Brandon is a Philadelphia Eagles player, very, very good defensive player, amazing player. He actually helped seal the victory for the 2017 Super Bowl. If you don't remember, had a great play against Tom Brady. So we're really excited to have you today because not only are you a great player, but you love acupuncture.
Oh yeah.
So want to hear more about your experience with acupuncture. For those of you who don't know, Aura is a new acupuncture and tea and tonic bar that just opened in New York City. And while we're staying physically distant and close for now, we're really excited to help people still heal from home and help educate people on all the different benefits of acupuncture. So why don't you tell everyone about your acupuncture story and your experience?
Well, I started acupuncture by one of my teammates. Actually, he was in Miami first, and then he came to us, Nolan Carroll, and so he told me about a place in New Jersey that I go to now. And it was a game changer for me because it definitely relieved some pain that I was having. When I first started with him, I was having like calf pain. It was like it wasn't a strain, but it was just like sore. I would say soreness. And so he knocked that right out. And I started coming back, and he was just knocking out stuff that normally a massage therapist can't get to, or you just kind of wait for it to heal. But I thought it sped up the process.
Amazing. And were you nervous at first? Did you know what to expect?
Being nervous because I don't really like needles at all. So it took some convincing at first, but once I let him do a couple of them, it wasn't really that bad after the fact. And then I started to come to him a lot, at least twice a week. And that's kind of been my routine now, and it's kind of like what I do during the season.
Do you find you do it sort of as a prevention measure, or both for healing, or a bit of both?
I think it's more prevention. Staying on top of stuff. You can't in football. You can't really. You don't know when that. If something happens, stuff happens all the time. But I know I try to do as much preventatives as I can, and acupuncture is one of them. I try to make sure I do acupuncture. I get massage during the week, but mostly acupuncture is what I do twice a week. That's the most I do. And then other things is like one-time things, like I might get a massage once, but I really rely on the acupuncture.
And it's funny to say, like, so many people are so nervous to try acupuncture and are afraid of needles like yourself, but then realize doesn't hurt, and it's actually a pretty relaxing and enjoyable experience that you weren't necessarily anticipating, but you feel the effects of it for so many more days after, which is I love hearing, and I really do experience that too.
Yeah, I think it's like a calming, especially like after they've done putting needles in, and you just kind of able to relax for a little bit. Sometimes I fall asleep because of this how relaxed the needles and the pressure points that they put them in. It relaxes me, and sometimes I go to sleep for at least 15 to 30 minutes, just like a quick little mini nap before the acupuncturists come back in.
Yeah, I find and even at Aura, where I was there a lot, I'll get a session and an acupuncture, and it's like the longest nap, but it's really just been 15 minutes, but like really puts you into a state, especially the points in the ears. I find when they do the initial points in the ears are great for emotional calmness, and just really kind of puts you in that relaxed.
And since you said that, I actually after I did that this one time, because my the guy that I go to, he was telling me like man, I want to try something on you, because I told him that when I'm in the game, sometimes I'm overly hyped and I've been missing sacks, and so he told me, he was going to hit me with some pressure points in my ears to kind of calm my emotions, in pressure situations. And, I ended up getting 3 sacks that game. And so I haven't did it again yet, but I said this year I'm going to make sure that I tell him to do that every time, because on that Friday, I always go Mondays and Fridays. So if I play on Sunday, I will go on a Friday and then, get that done. And then by Sunday, I'm playing in the game. And then after the game, I go on Mondays to kind of start the week because we're off that day. And then, but I always try to, I'm going to make sure that I do that every week, because it really does, do something to you in those pressure situations. It just felt like things were slowed down a little more than I was used to. So I thought, that was a good little point you just said about, just relaxing emotion, because that just happened this past season when he did that on me.
Well, the other team should be very worried that you have that every Friday. You were forced to begin with that anyway. Now you have some extra ear acupuncture.
It really does help if you stay consistent with it, and that's what I noticed the most. Because at first, I will see it relieves the pain, but overall, as I continue to keep going twice a week and just doing it over a month's time, I started to feel a lot better. I started to not feel as congested as I usually be, during the season or during different seasons. My allergies wasn't messing with me a little bit. I just felt like it really did help me. It's different for everybody, but that's one thing I will somewhere.
Yeah, no, it's so true, because acupuncture is a great form, as you were saying, for prevention and just keeping your body in balance. So you are able to fight, whether it be an injury or less, fight the impact or virus, and keep your body as healthy as it can be through circulation of blood flow and calming your whole system. So my acupuncturist always thinks of acupuncture, your body is in a state of a seesaw, and acupuncture helps balance it from both internal and external things going on. So it is something, though, that it's not just a quick fix, but it's a true practice, and it's most beneficial when you keep going. So I'm so glad that you've had it. But yeah, the impact, I think so many people have a release on muscular relief is often what you think of, but the emotional impact around just calming I have anxiety, so calming anxiousness or staying focused in a game, it really helps kind of treat your whole body in a system like that.
Yeah.
So I'm excited to see you play on Sunday.
Yeah, I'm gonna make sure I keep in touch to let you know that how I'm doing, especially with those pressure points that he puts in my ear, because I really do. I'm always open to try new things, especially with healing, of the body. And so acupuncture is one of those that really sold me because I was consistent. And then, I like that instant. Sometimes it's not as instant, it takes a couple times, but certain pains that you have might just be on the surface. And, acupuncture knocks it right out. And so that's what kind of drew me in more. And as I stayed consistent, like I said, I started to feel better in other areas that, probably would have took me, if I didn't come back, probably would have never went away, just off one visit.
You say one of your teammates or another player told you about acupuncture. Do any of your other teammates do acupuncture?
Well, it's everybody now, because I'm always pushing it. Whenever somebody's hurting, I say, hey, you got to try my guy. His name Dr. Shin, and he's in Jersey. And so we would always, I always pay for the first visit just to get them to go. And afterwards they sold, and everybody just, that's kind of like been my thing for the team. I just want everybody to feel good. So because feeling good on the football field, if you're feeling like, like your young days, me being 10 years in, going on 11, it makes me really feel real good, especially for practice, because you need to be able to practice, and then for the game, you're gonna always, get psyched up for the games. But really, it just helped me, with practice and not just get through it, but actually, work hard through it, because that's how good my body's feeling. So I always push it to other teammates. Nick Foles was a guy that I felt, I was happy I introduced it to him too, because he was having like an elbow issue he's been dealing with for some years, and then I was like, man, you got to try my guy. And I mean, he was in there twice a week after the first visit with me, because he felt so relieved, and never felt that good feeling of, that he had, before in his elbow. And so I think that, after I seen him and his progress, I really started pushing it even more, just for people to try it.
And he went on that year to win the.
Oh yeah, that was the year. I didn't see him for a minute, and so when he left, we would check in, but I haven't seen him in person in a minute, and that was actually when the first days we got back for OTAs, and he was in his locker, and we just was catching up, and he was telling me about some of the pain he's been having in his elbow, and after that, I was like, man, you got to try him, and he was there twice a week like me, so I knew it was working for him.
And it paid off. It was good year, good end.
It was really a good introduction and a good win for that year, because we needed him.
At Aura, I got into acupuncture for myself, and it helped me feel so much better. So I wanted to create Aura to create a space where others could really feel better through acupuncture, because whether be a professional athlete or just someone who's just going to the gym trying to feel good, I felt, or eat well and, take care of themselves. Acupuncture was so much of a missing piece for me that helped me in some of my own health issues, that wanted to create a space for others to go so that they can sort of help their healing journey as well. So it's always fun hearing other people's experiences with it.
Yeah.
Especially with the athletes.
Yeah, a lot of athletes is getting into it now, but it just wasn't introduced. It wasn't really introduced to me early on in my career, but I try to make sure I introduce it to the younger guys now that things are a lot more on the internet. Social media has taken over, so you can get a lot of information now on acupuncture. So I always try to push it, because, like I told you, I just want to make sure everybody's feeling good. And if I can refer somebody to make that happen, I do that, because of my own experience. So what was the, like, why did you really get into it? Like, did you have like an experience where, you tried it and then you was like, you know what, I want to open up and put my own little twist to it?
Yeah, no, I got into it like 5.5 years ago or so, stomach problems, and I was not feeling well and really frustrated, and someone recommended acupuncture to me. So they referred me to someone, and I went not knowing anything about it and started feeling so much better, and really, like you, kind of stuck to a weekly program. So I would start going once a week and was committed to going, because I really was looking to feel better and starting to do it through acupuncture. And I was really helped me so much. But then a year after that, I moved to Boston for business school, and I stopped going to acupuncture. All my symptoms came back. And when I went to find someone there, it was so difficult, because I feel just like how you have your guy, so much of it is word of mouth and hearing of people who have gone to someone. It's hard to find someone just like, through the internet. So I was determined. So I ultimately did try a lot of different people, but it just got me thinking that I wish there was a more trusted place to go and an experience where you knew what to expect and was highly premium and comfortable, but also very, very effective in your healing journey. And so I sought out to create Aura, which is a place to be trusted. We have all licensed acupuncturists, but really an experience that's kind of like a spa. So it's kind of like you get your massage, but it's like a massage experience, or if you were going to a spa, but with acupuncture and really, really effective healing method. So we opened just in the beginning of March. So it's and one of the things actually, and you should try now, because I know those ear points, I love them so much too. Like it helps me with like really go into that deep sleep and deep relaxation. There are ear seeds that we offer, as well as some ear as acupressure that you can do at home now. That isn't as it's still very effective, but it's not it's, since we can't unfortunately do acupuncture, it's still something to do at home to feel better and relaxed. So we could definitely we could do a virtual session with one of our acupuncturists, is what we've been doing. They can show you some points.
Yeah, I just seen a funny question. One of my friends, he said, "Can acupuncture fix Brandon's finger?" And look, one of my fingers is like that because I messed up during the game, and got dislocated, and it never really went back straight. But it's still functional or whatever. But this one too, this one too. It's like all messed up. But that I seen him put.
We got to try some. We got to get some acupuncture.
Yeah, I do actually get it done. I'm doing it more. Doing it more now. Because it was really my fault why my finger is like this. Like I thought, because this is not like the first one that actually happened. The other ones went straight, and I just kind of, thought this one was going to do the same without doing too much of the, the rehab. And so I messed up on both of them. And I'm like, you know what? I ain't doing that no more. Because, this pretty much, this one ain't as bad, but it's still like it's scarred over. And so, but this one, man, that one is gone. That one's stuck. Oh, that was funny.
Yeah. Let's see. I see some other questions. So let's see what other some might be asking. Someone asked, how did you get over your fear of needles?
You know what? That's I'm still at the point where, I gotta look at it when it's going in, but it's still, I guess I got older. I got older and, I learned to deal with it because every week, I get for the games, I always get an IV, make sure everything, I'm hydrated. And so before the game, and so every time I'm getting one, I always had to get prepped. Got to get my towel. I'm extra sometimes, but I felt like when I got older. I mean, now that I'm older, it's not as bad no more. Like my mom and them used to have to hold me down with the needles, and it's not like that no more. But I still kind of get that feeling of, you just don't like the feeling of anything hitting you. Going into your skin, breaking your skin. So, I guess I got older, but I ain't all the way over it. I could say that.
Well, the acupuncture needles itself are a lot, even than I don't know if you noticed, but then one of the IV needles, they're like my favorite fact is an acupuncture needle is like can fit into 30 to 40 of the doctor's office.
Yeah.
So it's a lot.
Yeah, and you don't really. It's not as bad as like you say the doctor's needles. And so that made it a lot easier. But I don't want to move while the needles are in me because I moved. No. Yeah, you want to relax when you get it done because I moved and it hit me in a deep spot and it almost made me run and not come back. But it was cool though.
Yeah, you have to sink in and relax.
Yeah, when you get an acupuncture, you really want to relax. Like that's the whole thing. Like you say, you want to make it like a spa. That goes with that because you're right. Like you don't want to be moving around. You want to be able to relax. You want to be able to really feel because sometimes you might get muscles to jump and reset, and that's a good feeling for me. I like that because I know it's working. But I think that if you go get an acupuncture, just enjoy the time because it's an experience, and really try to be in tune with what's going on with your body, because you can start to see, like, as they telling you what this is supposed to do, you start to feel some of the pressure release from your muscle. You can feel like a tight muscle, that he was moved, like he might have been pressing on it. Next you put the needle in it, and next you see, like, dang, it is a lot smoother, than what it was. It was all locked up. Certain muscles are locked up, and as I started to do it more, I started to get more information and get more, pretty much just knowing my body. I just started to know, okay, this is happening. Can you hit right here? And certain language that they speak, I started to speak it from experience, and just getting it all the time.
Did you notice your energy, increased energy?
Yeah,
I
did.
Super relaxed, and then I get energized.
Yeah, sometimes. Like in the beginning, I used to feel like I just woke up, sometimes after getting up. But now I felt like over time, now I feel energized. I feel good. And you feel good. You get some energy just because of how your body feel after getting up, because I know I go there sometimes and I'm just real sore from practice. You never know when that actually happened, what you actually did hard that week other than the game. But sometimes before the games, I'm just real sore. And, acupuncture helps me, with the soreness and, some of the deep stuff with my hamstrings. It's just anything that you kind of want to get done, like my hands be aching sometimes, and that'll flush them out, get blood hitting those spots that you hurt. And so, I just felt like it's all about what you're going in there for.
Yeah, no, it's true. It can get, when you said your muscles jump, it can really help break up a lot of muscle tissue and tension, and both increasing blood flow and circulation there, but really getting it deeper into the point. So you feel your muscle kind of jump in the way of, breaking up that tension. So a lot more questions are coming in. Someone just asked, do you think you have elongated your career because of that?
Oh, yes, I do. I really do. And on top of that, the new CBA helped out with all the practice being cut shorter, in training camp. Like, training camp used to be real hard before the new CBA. We used to have 2-a-days, and I mean, like, the real 2-a-days. And so now I feel like with the schedule and how everything's kind of worked out, and then on top of that, putting acupuncture in there, I really do feel like we kept things the same. I probably would have retired after this. Will be coming up, soon. I will say that, but I don't feel like that right now.
A lot of people are saying they love you.
Oh, yeah.
Eagles. I agree.
I appreciate y'all. We about to go get another one this year. I'm telling you.
Here's one. Do you find that? Do you find that you play better after acupuncture? Similar question.
Yeah, I do. I've gone into the game, and couldn't make that Friday. And when you throw your body off like that, when you're used to doing certain things, I felt like I didn't have the best game I could have, but I was dealing with some stuff during that time that I missed, and so acupuncture would help me with my confidence going into a game. And so I guess my confidence wasn't as big as it usually be, going into the game that I did miss. So I will say that the schedule of me keeping acupuncture on, it's really helped me, before every game.
If you could live in any city other than Philly, what city?
I'd be in California. Out there, it don't matter where. Oh. I love the West Coast. I love just the vibes out there. I love just how it's not too hot, not too cold. People think 55, 60 is cold. I'm like, man, that's perfect weather. That's like springtime. That's usually the weather at nighttime. But I like Cali a lot, other than it's just expensive. But, if I had to pick, that's where I would go.
And someone asked, what's your favorite cheesesteak in Philly?
My favorite, you know what? I gotta say the Nova Care Center because they make them fresh right there. I mean, all of them fresh, but I think that with the chefs at the facility, it feel like you're getting a homemade meal. But if I had to go somewhere, I usually go to Jim's Steaks. I've been to Max's on up in North Philly. I've been up there before. A couple times. I like Max's a lot, but it's just whenever I'm in the area between those two, I go between Jim's and Max's.
People are agreeing with you about Jim's. I gotta check it out.
Yeah, because I know it's a method to Howie's madness on what he's doing. I do like that. All the receivers we got, the linebackers we got. He really did a good job. I felt. I knew we needed a backup quarterback. I know a lot of people was confused about that. I knew that we just, things happen in a season. And so he just wanted to make sure he covered what normally happens to us, during the season. Carson's been hurt the last couple of years, so he just wanted to have, an extra guy to make sure that, we don't miss a beat. And so I think that, he went with – he always trying to get young, so he used a pick on getting a quarterback, and so I don't have no issues with the draft. I just can't wait to get with those boys so that we can see what gems we have, and we just keep it going.
One last question.
Somebody said, "How can you say no?"
A lot of people are saying.
No, I seen one. Somebody say, "How can you say no to your adorable dog?"
Oh yeah, you take.
No, I see. I'm just. I was just gonna let you look, but how can I say no? I mean, knowing that I can't say yes to everything. I got to teach her something, so I got to teach her how to get it. But it's gonna be hard to say no every time. But I am gonna make sure I try to stay stern with her, let her know that life is just not gonna let her, just get away that easy. So, yeah. But yeah, go ahead. Let me see what else. I'll get you the last one.
You take the last one, and then we'll let you go on with your.
Yep.
With your
Hold on. Somebody say how often? If you just go once a week is cool. And find a good place, somewhere that you feel the people are right. And informative on what they doing. I think that that matters. I always try to learn as I'm going in there so that I can know the terminology that they use and what this means. And, you just try to make sure you gain knowledge on that. But, I think, once a week is cool. Twice a week is just what I do. Me playing football, I try to stay on top of, stuff because things get tight all the time from us practicing, every day. And then, the game definitely put a lot of stress on your body. So twice a week for me, once a week probably for you, unless you playing sports, I would recommend, twice because you just want to use it as a preventative. And that's what I do. I try to make sure I take care of my body and take care of myself because, as you get older, your habits definitely help you, in the end. If you wasn't doing it before, it's going to catch up to you. All your decisions going to catch up to you, whether it's good or bad. So I might have not started off the way of taking care of my body like I wanted to, but I feel like halfway in there, something clicked, and now this is like my schedule, what I do every week.
Yeah, no, at Aura we say, for me personally, I feel best if I go once a week. However, it's really, personal. At Aura we really customize the experience and the treatment to you, and our licensed acupuncturist can give recommendations. And often it's something like you were saying, where if you go on a more regular basis, whether it be weekly or monthly, or twice a month, twice a week, and you really kind of devote a little time to the healing process, then the hope is that you heal, and then you actually can, whatever reasons you're going for, it might be then you can go from once a week to once a month, and then kind of customize it to you and your experience.
Yeah, I can't wait to come to y'all's too, because like you say, it's like a spa feeling, and I know for sure, like that's what I'm doing at the place that I'm at. I like to relax. I like to lay around. When I go get it done, I like to just really feel, relaxed. And I don't think, I feel like y'all environment is perfect, and I can't wait to see. So y'all make sure y'all give Aura a follow, and when you're in New York, check it out. I'm telling you, you're gonna enjoy it.
Thank you. Yes, we can't wait to have you. And definitely, anyone, please let us know if you have any questions. We're all here for the healing. So thank you so much, Brandon, and thank you all for tuning
thank you.
in.
Thank you for having me on, and thank you for letting me, share my story.
Excited for you to come to Aura as soon as we.
Yeah, you picked a good time to open, March.
I know.
But you know what? Things. I mean, the way life works, you never know. This might have been a blessing in disguise, for it to happen. When it did, it sucks. People had to lose their lives during this time, but you just never know why stuff happen. And I am a true believer, that things might not happen the way you wanted to in the beginning of 2020, but it's sure gonna end strong if you got your mind focused on that, and I'm focused on it's gonna be stronger than ever. We're gonna be way ahead of the game after this.
I agree. And one of the things actually in that point where we've launched our virtual sessions, the first one's a free 30 minutes. Mm-hmm. So you can learn the acupressure and the other healing benefits. We have ear seeds that we'll be able to send out soon too. So you can really still heal during this time. And our acupuncturists are still here for you all. So if you want to learn more about acupuncture and try our Aura